A lot of work was done over there because it was cheaper and faster. And the casinos, the Brown Image, all the Latin lowriders, they used to go to my suegro's house, y ahí tenía la foundry, and we used to make the plaques for them, for all the car clubs. And I used to work for my suegro, so I used to do the men's work. You know, do the rebabear las placas and stuff, like have them ready and chromed up. Yo crecí en la colonia de la Muerta, en Tijuana. Yo tenía como 16 años, yo creo, y ahí empecé a conocer lo que eran carros viejitos. Todos me encantaba, pero no los podía manejar. Yo no sabía manejar estándar. My husband at the time, we used to go to las playas de Tijuana y we used to cruise around, pero a certain point se ponía bien borracho. Y entonces yo me quedaba sentada esperando hasta que él se le pasara la borrachera porque yo no sabía manejar el carro. So un día dije, pues ¿cómo que me voy a quedar aquí todo el tiempo? Y van a pasar años y él va a estar borracho y yo esperando, ¿verdad? So lo que hice fue aprender a manejar el carro y ya de ahí pues ya me gustaba sacar el carro. Más me empezaron a gustar los carros.
The culture of lowriding, is a part of the Mexican-American culture, the Chicano scene. And I actually got involved through the Committee for Chicano Rights. We used to go down to the border and march.
A lot of the events we went to, there's a lot of lowriders. And we would always say, man, I want my own car. I want to have my own car. We dreamed of it. We would talk about it.
Back then, at that time, you got to remember, a lot of females weren't allowed in certain things. And it seemed like lowriding was one of them. Because in the workplace, I had that problem. They didn't want women where I was working at. So I got tired of it. I said, something has to be done. Ladies' Pride was the first girls' car club in San Diego. The main problem we had was coming up with the name. And I said, we have to come up with a name that when somebody looks at the plaque, they know it's a women's car club, not just some girl driving their boyfriend's car. And then also the girls took a lot of pride in their cars. So we just put the two and two together and then we came up with Ladies' Pride.
And it was a perfect name because obviously we were all ladies and we had our cars and that became our pride and joy, which actually was the logo that I had on the back of my Monte Carlo. It started out black car and then eventually it was like a black pearl color. Then I had a T-top put on, which was something that was real popular in the late 70s.
What was really different and unique about it was that when you seen all of us roll up somewhere, everyone was anxious to see who's going to come out of that door. And then the expression on their faces when they see there was a woman.
In fact, I remember several times, a lot of us, when we were parked or we stopped to eat or we were at an event and they would see our cars, some of the males that did not know us would come up to us and they would say, hey, is that your boyfriend's car? Is that your husband's car? And we would get a laugh out of it because, we were so proud of our cars that we'd say, no, that's our car. We own it. We take care of it.
And when we were called to do interviews, it's just an awesome feeling to know that, hey, I'm a part of this lowriding. And it gives me goosebumps at times to know that, hey, you know what, we did this and other people noticed it and we're a part of the society that we grew up in, that we've seen our fathers, our brothers, and whoever do this. And it's just an awesome feeling to know that, hey, you know what, I'm a part of this lowriding.
What we did by putting together this club and being members of this club would open the doors for lots of other women to do the same thing.
I got involved in the Specials Car Club in 1979. All women, and we were more like sisters.
It took us a little while to understand the dynamics of what a car club was, coming to recognize officers, but I think it really became a family. It was an extension of a family.
And we were from different sides of town, There was no barriers of I'm from this, hood and you're from that hood and I can't associate with you. When we came together, we were as sisters. We were united as one. If you took one on, you took all of us on.
Noni's mom was our second mom. All the girls would go over to Noni's house, and Noni's mom would be there.
My mom, she was a traditional Mexican mom, but she accepted me being a lowrider, and she was always supportive of it, So that was a blessing to me.
Because most of the time, there was a misunderstanding of why we wanted to do it. And they're thinking we were looking for the attention, but we really had a genuine respect and a love for the cars.
Being women, they were a little bit harder on us. We had to maintain those cars and they had to look good. Step it up a little bit more. We couldn't be sloppy. We had to be organized, Even our appearance. When we were wearing our shirts and flying our colors and flying our plaque, we had a standard we had to live up to.
I always liked to be different. So I got a 1979 Cutlass Supreme. Mine was avocado green on the bottom, white vinyl on the top. So when I got it, it was stock. The car was stock. And my dad said, you know what, you got a great car. This is a beautiful car. 2 weeks later, I took it, we lowered it, pinstriped it. It was beautiful. Then my dad said, you ruined the car. But it was my very, very first car, and I was proud of it.
Welcome, everybody. Tonight is Lowrider night, as all of you knew. I'd like to
Even though I don't have a car, I still love to be around the cars. It's that pride in us. Our cars were washed, clean, polished. Everything was perfect. And we knew that we were special. We were the Specialist Car Club.
How are you guys doing? You got a trophy for the best car and the best motorcycle. So tell all your friends, tell everybody to vote. Okay. All right? Okay. Thank you.
To compete with the fellas and gain respect. I actually feel like I have to work a little bit harder and step up my game. My car, her name is Christine, and it's taken me about 20 years to get her to this point. And I think I built a pretty nice car, I even hear comments saying, wow, look at that, yeah, she's got the best car out here or whatever, To me, I just love my car because it's a part of me. I feel like it's an extension of me.
As a club, one thing that we always looked forward to was cruising, and that was on the weekends. One of the places was Sun Highland.
We were always trying to establish a cruising area, and everybody picked Highland, because we had people from Chula Vista, and they come down Highland to get to San Diego, and you go that way to get to Chula Vista. And you'll always see people going just on their everyday drive.
I was working at the cannery. I would have to work weekends. So what I would do, I knew I had to be able to work at 4 o'clock, get up early, go down to Highland leaving here about 2 o'clock. And everybody knows it doesn't take no 2 hours to get from here to Logan Heights. But it did for me because I would go on down Broadway, get onto Highland, cruise Highland, go through Shelltown, come down, and then to work.
We would caravan down to Chicano Park. We would caravan all the way down to Highland Avenue. It was just like going up and down. Didn't matter. We'd make sure we had gas. We had our snacks in our cars. My son always went with me in the back seat, and he loved being a part of that.
For us, that was it. It was the roots of, that was the whole essence of being a lowrider, was cruising and showing off whatever new things you had done to your car.